What the mainstream media was afraid to tell you about the news this week. This week, while the mainstream media was obsessing over Vice President Pence not wearing a mask, here are the things that happened that really matter. Do lockdowns save lives? A data scientist analyzed the numbers, and he says no. In a Wall Street Journal article, scientist T.J. Rogers says statistically, there's basically no correlation between the lockdowns and COVID-19 deaths. Rogers writes, and I quote, "We ran a simple one-variable correlation of deaths per million and days to shutdown, which ranged from -10 days, some states shut down before any sign of COVID-19, to 35 days for South Dakota, one of the 7 states with limited or no shutdown. The correlation coefficient was 5.5%, so low that the engineers I used to employ would have summarized it as no correlation and moved on to find the real cause of the problem," end quote. But did the mainstream media report on this bombshell data? Nope, the mainstream media ignored it. New scientific evidence shows children do not transmit COVID-19. The Telegraph reports, and I quote, "No child has been found to have passed coronavirus to an adult, a review of evidence in partnership with the Royal College of Pediatricians has found." The report says there has not been a single case of a child under 10 transmitting the virus, even in contact tracing carried out by the World Health Organization. A Dutch study concurs, finding that children are not vectors for COVID-19. 0% of infections in the Netherlands are from source patients 18 years or younger. A study from Iceland also finds we have not found a single instance of a child infecting parents, end quote. So tell me again why schools are closed. Tell me why kids' playgrounds are roped off with caution tape. Tell me why toddlers as young as 3 years old are being forced to wear face masks. Did the mainstream media ask any of those questions? No, they didn't. The mainstream media is ignoring the science. The unemployment rate in San Diego hits 24.7%, according to an estimate by the San Diego Association of Governments. That means 1 in 4 workers are without jobs in San Diego. 430,000 people are jobless in the city. Just for context, 1 month ago, the unemployment rate in San Diego was 4.9%. It skyrocketed 20% in 4 weeks, thanks to the government-mandated lockdowns. Again, for context, the worst unemployment rate during the Great Depression was 25%. But did the mainstream media report on this economic carnage? Nope, the mainstream media didn't say a word. The state of Pennsylvania removed 200 people from the COVID-19 death rolls amidst questions about probable deaths. Remember, the CDC says you can code a death as a COVID-19 death even if there is no positive COVID test for the patient. If the patient has COVID-like respiratory symptoms, it's counted as a COVID death, even though less than half of people with COVID-like respiratory symptoms who are given a test positive. But did the mainstream media report on this misleading counting? No, the mainstream media was silent. In Sweden, over 85% of their COVID-19 fatalities, or approximately 2,150 of their 2,500 fatalities, were people over the age of 70. Half of their total deaths are in elder care homes. Here in the United States, likewise, 50% of COVID-19 fatalities in Delaware, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Utah, and Massachusetts were in nursing homes or long-term care facilities. In Minnesota, 73% of COVID fatalities were in nursing homes. More than half of COVID-19 deaths in Europe, too, were residents from nursing homes or long-term care facilities. In other words, the COVID-19 crisis worldwide is mostly a COVID-19 in nursing homes crisis. But did the mainstream media report this to you? Nope. The mainstream media was too busy freaking out about a jogger not wearing a mask. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you, so we will.